Welcome to episode 32 of Tools in the Hall. I know I say this every tool haul, but there's some things that you haven't seen in this tool haul before. Because I just discovered a bunch of new products in the last few weeks. I've found out about some really cool inspection mirrors from Theo at Country Mile Garage. I found out about some really neat utility knives also on Theo's channel. And a customer of mine pointed out a really neat and different pickup magnet. I'm going to show you all that, plus a bunch of other things that you haven't seen before. So let's dig right in. First off, we've got these creepers from KTool. These are taking the place of the Jeepers Creeper brand creepers from Lyle, because the cost on the Lyle ones has gotten out of control. And I do not want to put a plastic creeper on the truck and ask $166 for it. And if you want orange and green, then they're $175. I think that price is outrageous. I won't do it. So for a whole lot less money, we're going with the KTool ones. They even have a higher weight capacity than the Lyle ones. These ones are rated for 300 pounds, and the Lyle ones are rated for 250. Now, the difference here is that the Lyle ones have a lifetime guarantee for the plastic deck, as long as you didn't exceed the weight capacity or run it over with a truck. And I'm going to be honest and say that the vast majority of broken Lyle creepers I've seen have been because of those two factors. So be careful with the creeper. Don't run it over. This one should last you a good long time regardless, because it's built very well, and the casters even connect to the creeper much nicer than the Lyle ones do. The Lyle ones have this post with a retainer ring on it that inserts up into a fitting, and that retainer expands, and that ring locks that caster in. The problem is, excuse me, the problem is if the caster breaks on you, then we have to replace them, and getting that caster out is a bear, because you can't just pop it out because of that retainer ring. The ones on the KTool creeper just unscrew. It's a way easier to service. I like them a lot better for that reason alone, plus the fact they have a higher weight capacity. I think they're just a better creeper, and you're going to save yourself a ton of money. At least the difference is at least $60. I think these are just over $100, whereas we're 166 to 175 in the Lyle ones. So we're going with the KTool ones for now. If something drastically changes there, we might change again, but that's a really good example of the advantages I have as an independent tool company, is that I'm not bound to a particular brand. I'm not bound to a particular supplier. I can get this stuff from whoever has the best deal going, and I think that as long as quality is the same, let's go with a lower price, and we're going to do that for these creepers. I've got well, you can't see it because it's all sealed up in the box. But that's a shotgun that I did some cleaning and smithing services on for a customer. If you didn't know, we're also a firearm dealer. We have a federal license, so we can engage in the retail sale and gunsmithing services for guns. And the customer that gave me this shotgun also gave me some handguns in the past that I've cleaned and serviced for him. He wanted some accessories added to this one that we did, and so we do that too. We put that on the workbench just like we do our air tools, and run it through the system that way. So it's kind of fun because it gives me something new and different to do, and it's another way to do business and make some money that isn't just bound to tools. And I found that a lot of our tool customers are also gun customers, so it's kind of nice to be able to keep doing business and do more business with our current customer base. And offering guns for sale and ammo and accessories also means that we can expand our customer base, and we're not limited to doing business with just our tool customers. We've got boots from Terra. These are very similar to the Redback boots, if you remember those. And I don't know what happened to Redback. They haven't been around the US for a while, but you can see the construction is very similar. These are the same slip-on type boot with the elastic panel on the side there. Very good soles on these. and they cost about 50 bucks less than the Redbacks did. So I like being able to offer a high quality alternative to a boot that I always liked. I always was a big fan of the Redbacks. I think everyone else was too, because they were the de facto footwear for mechanics. And these are a really good replacement for that in the inventory. These were been on back order for a long time. And I have this pair and another pair for customers who ordered them many months ago. So I'm glad to see they finally came in. I think you've seen this on some tool hauls. This is maybe the best bargain in a punch and chisel set you can find. Astro has this 16-piece punch and chisel set. It has cold chisels, pin punches, center punches, taper punches, and a chisel gauge for regrinding your chisel tips. And thank you to the folks who helped me learn that in one of my previous videos. I did not know what the gauge was for, and a bunch of you weighed in with that to let me know, so thank you. I require as much information as I can get, and I'm grateful when people are weighing in with what they know, because it just helps me learn, and hopefully other people learn from that too. For about 36 bucks, this is probably the best deal going on punches and chisels. You can buy bigger sets. You can buy sets that are way more expensive. Mayhew has outstanding punches and chisels, but not for that price point. And although these are made in China, I believe, yeah, these are made in China. Mayhew manufactures in the U.S. There is a significant cost difference, and if it's worth it to you, I'll get you the Mayhew ones. These are the ones I keep on the truck because at that price point, it's sort of hard to argue that you get some legitimate value out of the Astro ones. And I know plenty of guys who own this set. I've sold lots of them. They hold up very well over time, and I've never had a quality issue. All right, here's something that's brand new. And I learned about this from my customer and buddy, Joe Guerrero. So, Joe, if you're watching, thank you for letting me know about these humongous telescoping pickup magnets. He bought one years ago, and I think he said he got off the Matco truck, but there was no brand on it. These are from Easy Red. So I assume Easy Red is the one that made it for Matco when he bought his. And these extend up to 38 inches. Woo! And they have an 18-pound capacity on that humongous magnet on the end. Look at that thing. I mean, this is just awesome. You can reach over into the bay next to you and tickle your friend with it. So I'm going to be putting these on the truck, thanks to a recommendation from Joe and also him showing me these in the first place. So I love learning about new stuff from customers because they know better than I do what they find useful. And if Joe finds it useful, I'm sure other people will find it useful. You know, when I got those inspection mirrors from SE Tools, the kind with the articulating mirror on the end, I learned about those from Theo from Country Mile Garage. He finds it useful. If he does, other people will too, I'm sure. So I bought some, put them on the truck. Within, in pretty short order, they're gone. So now it's time to reorder them. So I love learning about new things because A, it keeps the inventory fresh. It gives people something to look for on the truck. It gives me stuff I can promote. And if there's value there, awesome. And I'm helping people out, and that's what this business is all about. Milwaukee has this M18 power supply. You stick this on an M18 battery and get 110 power out of it. So it does a conversion. So it's a converter and power supply. Converts DC power to AC power. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. They have all kinds of cool products. And this is just one of those things that can give you power in a remote location. You can plug an AC tool into it. You can run power to recharge your phones and other devices, and it's just a cool little device. I wouldn't run a motor on it for too long, but certainly you can run, your laptop or a computer. You can recharge your phone. You can run a motor for a small period of time, depending on how large a battery you have and you will use. All right, what's next? I swear I never thought I'd see these again because they've been on back order forever. It's the 90-tooth ratchet set from Gearwrench. This is the one that has 4 ratchets, has a stubby 3/8, has a 1/4 inch, and then another long handle 3/8, and their flex head 1/2 inch. All have flex heads. These are the non-locking flex head, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Non-locking flex head, 90-tooth design, so this is their newest ratchet style that they came out with. These seem to be pretty reliable. I haven't seen a broken one yet, and these have been out now for a couple of years. I have yet to replace a broken mechanism in a 90-tooth ratchet. Now, having said that, obviously, I'm going to start replacing mechanisms, right? But I got a couple of those sets because they're always very popular. The price is pretty good, and they've been on back order. So I'm glad they came in because I had one customer who's been waiting for a long time for this. Oh, speaking of those articulating mirrors from SE Tools, I'll show you this. Here's your inspection mirror. You can look at yourself if you want. There you are. Wave to yourself. Plunger on the end of a long handle, and when you press the plunger, I mean, is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Yeah, it is. And it has a little lock on the handle to hold it in place in the position that you choose. These have been selling really well. $30 is what I'm selling these for. And it's one of those tools that most guys don't know about, but when they see it, they say, oh man, I gotta have that thing. So it's a really good impulse buy. And it's nice because it's one of those things that I can show off as a new tool and drum up some interest. Power Probe has this temperature kit. It's a base unit with a probe on it. And the base unit has a thermometer in it as well, and then it has that detachable probe, and you can buy a second probe. This one detaches, so you can stick this in a louver to measure AC output or an engine compartment, wherever. You can look at the ambient temperature using this guy. So this takes a temperature, this takes a temperature, and you can buy a second probe that attaches to this other side of this for a third temperature reading. And the display here on the top, it reads the base unit's temperature, and on the bottom it reads the probe temperature, and you'll toggle between probe 1 and probe 2. Very handy because you can look at 3 temperature zones simultaneously, and guys who buy these typically buy that second probe because it's so darn handy that they snap them up right away. These I have a tough time keeping on the truck, especially now in the summertime when people are doing a lot of AC work. Got some more of the Vampire Tools Super Combo Scissors. These guys cut like the Dickens. They also have a box cutter on the back side of one of the blades. They have a wire cutter, and they are just the handiest set of scissors. Keep them on you for your daily work, or throw them in a backpack if you go camping, or put them on your boat if you go fishing. They have a little sheath to keep yourself safe and keep the dust and dirt out of it. Great handy set of shears. I've been selling a bunch of these since I got those on the truck, so it's a fairly new product for me. I've had these now for just a couple of months, but they sell out regularly. Now you've seen this too. This is a 33-piece set of ratcheting wrenches with a selection of bits and spline sockets. Bits on a ratcheting wrench, you say? How does that work, Lindsay? I'm going to show you as soon as I unpackage it. Gee, Linz, you're thinking, it seems a bit unprofessional, you unpackaging things. It takes extra time, and I don't have that kind of time because my time's valuable. Yeah, it is. But hey, you know, this is raw right here. This is as real as it gets. All right. here's the set. So it has this 12-inch long wrench, this 4-inch long wrench and extension. A selection of sockets and a selection of bits. And those are all spline sockets. These wrenches are really cool because they have a 1/4-inch hex receiver on it with a magnet in the bottom there for the bits and a reverse lever on the back so you can ratchet forward and back. It has a locking flex head on both ends. On the other end, it has a square drive for the 1/4-inch sockets with a reverse lever and your locking flex head just like the other end. And the 4-inch wrench has the same features on it. This is a really versatile set. Lifetime warranty on all the pieces in there, and they're long handled so you get some decent leverage, and a low profile so you can fit them in confined spaces and still get easy access. Dogs. It's what we contend with every day. It's how we roll. I don't have to look for that socket. I have a tile floor, so it may be a mile away by now. If you know me at all, you know I'm a big fan of Coast lights. I've made other videos. Click up here to see my whole rundown of this XP series of lights, both for their flashlights and their headlamps. Love them, love them, love them because their quality is very good. All aluminum housings on these, lifetime warranties, lifetime replacement process could not be easier because I'm going to swap out a broken light. Unlike Streamlight, for example, I got to send a broken Streamlight into Streamlight and it takes a while for them to process that. I got to pay for shipping. So it's time consuming for you and it's costly for me. We eliminate all that with this because I can just hand you a new one. Cuts down on the time and cuts down on my cost. What's better than that? They also have 2 patents. One is for a focusing beam, so you can slide that barrel in and out to go from a spot to a flood. On the headlamps, they have the bezel on the front that you turn to focus it. And they have dual power, which means they're rechargeable, and you can pop in alkaline batteries if you run out of time to charge it. Pop them in if you need them in a pinch. These lights are really bright regardless of their lumen output because of that focusing feature on there. You can get a more intense light, even at a lower setting, by putting on spot, and it will appear brighter because you're focusing the light. I use one of these, no, in fact, I'll show you. This is the headlamp I use myself all the time. If I'm going outside in the yard at night, or I got to see something out, in the dark. These are very handy, and this is the smaller version of this light. And I can light up all the way to the other side of my yard with this light. It's incredibly bright. You get a beautiful, even light out of it. Pretty comfortable to wear, and I love knowing that I'm covered forever with their warranty. Never a problem with Coast warranties. They're very good. Now, if people want to buy Streamlights from me, I'm happy to sell them. But when it comes to putting a light on my truck in inventory, it's the Coast ones because they have a value that I do believe outweighs that of Streamlight. And when I was carrying both brands at one time, people would ask what the differences were. And I'd run down the list of differences, and every time they go for the Coast. So I learned very quickly that it doesn't pay, for me to carry both brands because I'm just then sinking my money into a Streamlight inventory that sits there and collects dust. Meanwhile, these things go off the shelves all the time. So I'm constantly restocking. SG Tool has a lot of really cool specialty stuff, and this hose cutter is one of their nicer offerings. They have great crimpers. They have good weather pack crimpers that I sell all the time. And this is the one that has that diamond-shaped blade in there, and it cuts up to 1 1/8 inch outside diameter hose. So it's tough, and it can get you around the larger size hoses. Speaking of accessories, here's a magazine for a bullpup shotgun that a customer ordered. Yeah, we do a little bit of everything. Oh, these are finally in. I'm so stoked. You can tell I haven't even looked in these boxes yet myself. So when I see what's going on here and I see what I got in stock, it's a surprise. Even I don't know what I got. These are very popular. I've seen a bunch of guys on YouTube talking about these. I have never actually seen these myself in real life. They are the Knipex 8-inch forged wire strippers. Get a load of this guy. Can we focus? Can we focus? Focus. There you go. Pliers with a wire stripper. Cutting blades on them. They even have 2 bolt cutting holes right there. I mean, this guy's a tough hombre. Guys I know who own these love them, so I was stoked to get them. It just took a while for them to become available for me for some reason. They're finally in, so we're going to put these on the truck, and the Knipex twin grip pliers I've also been just putting on the truck, so I have new inventory for a few Knipex products, and the twin grip pliers are selling regularly now, and they're fairly inexpensive for, you know, truck prices on Knipex. The twin grip pliers are $50, I think, and I have to look up the price on these, but they're not stupid expensive. But man, these feel good in the hand. They're slim. They have a nice aggressive jaw for the pliers. And I'm a big fan of Knipex quality. Everything that they make has lifetime warranties. Big fan. Can't wait to start showing that around. ERNST, E-R-N-S-T, has storage trays for your toolbox drawers, black, red, and they have a high-vis yellow. They've been selling like mad, and I have the black ones in. These are special ordered by somebody, but all the other ones I had sold, so I have to deliver them to him on Wednesday. As soon as I get them on the truck, they're gone again. I try to carry at least a few in all the colors, so there's always something to choose from. But you know, it's tough to keep up with it sometimes, I'll be honest. That, you know, as soon as I get them in, they're gone. And it's great for sales, but it also means it's tough for me to try to order enough all the time and keep enough on the truck at once. I think right now I'm sold out. So I had to reorder red ones and the high-vis green ones. Those are the black ones that I ordered just a few days ago. So it's all coming in, and it's nice to see that not everything is suffering from back order problems, but it takes a while sometimes. So I go through these, you know, ebbs and flows of how full the truck looks. Right now it's not bad, and with this stuff that I'm getting here, it's going to be even better. Because I can now fill up one of my shelves that has been empty for entirely too long. And what am I going to fill it up with? Well, what's that? Milwaukee tools. Look at this. M18 Grease Gun. 10,000 PSI. This guy's got a lot of power, and it's stronger than the M12 version of this grease gun, which has 8,000 PSI. I know one guy in particular, he just wasn't that thrilled to 12-volt one, so he moved over to the 18 one. Much, much, much happier with it. And he actually might be watching. So, Brian, if you're watching, weigh in with your opinion on this, because I know that you're a fan after we did the swap out for you. Glad I could help you out with that. We've got the 1/2-inch Impact Kit. This is the big 1,400 foot-pound kit. This is the kit that comes with 2 5-amp-hour batteries, a charger, and a hard case. And the tools that I'm showing you here all have 5-year warranties, and the high-capacity batteries like these 5-amp-hour ones have 3-year warranties on them. So there's plenty of warranty coverage from Milwaukee. Their fulfillment process on any warranty claim or even a repair claim is second to none. And I love the brand for that reason alone, but their tools are very high quality with competitive pricing. And I think as far as tool truck prices go, you'll do better for yourself with Milwaukee than you can with a lot of other tool truck brands. Certainly like Snap-on, this stuff is way less expensive. And Snap-on's only putting 1-year warranties on their tools and batteries, as far as I understand, unless that's changed. I know it to be 1 year. So if you're looking at spending a few bucks less and getting a better warranty and a far better, more comprehensive selection of tools, go with Milwaukee, because they're bringing in new stuff all the time. And when they do that, it only means great things for you, because they put more into research and development as far as time and money than any other company has for like their total revenue for the year. So they spend a lot of time and money making sure that they're developing new products that are going to be pro grade and that perform well for you. I'm a huge fan. I sound like a fanboy because admittedly I am. But I also sell DeWalt and Makita and Ingersoll. Even Chicago Pneumatic now has some cordless tools. So if there's something somebody else prefers, let me know and I can get it. But as far as choosing a brand to put on the shelves, it's Milwaukee all the way. Here is their M18 mid-torque Impact. This is a smaller version of that big 1/2 inch. Sorry, this is the 3/8. Did I say 1/2 inch? This is the 3/8 mid-torque Impact. And the really nice thing about this is it has a ring light on the front, so you get way better lighting. It has their regular fuel brushless motor, and like the other tools, it's got a 5-year warranty. M18 Grinder. This is the 4.5 inch grinder. To 4.5 inch or 5 inch with a paddle switch and a side handle. Generates 11 amps of power out of an 18-volt battery. Again, terrific value. And I don't know, these guys are just knocking it out of the park. I love all the Milwaukee power tools that I've been selling lately. I don't know too many people who've been dissatisfied with them at all. And that's probably the best part, is that I can go in with a lot of confidence knowing that the tools are going to be well received and guys are going to be able to earn money using them just as well as I could use any other premium brand. And they're going to save themselves a few bucks and they get a level of service that's, I think, unmatched in the industry. So good on you, Milwaukee. We'll keep knocking it out of the park. Here is their 3/8 compact Impact. This one has 250 foot-pounds of breakaway torque, and this is also the 18-volt. Same breakaway torque specs as their M12 Stubby, but you're going to get a lot longer runtime out of the 18-volt. This one also has a ring light on the front, so it gives you a much better illumination on your workpiece than just that single LED that points up and the tool casts a shadow. This one you don't have that problem with. When Milwaukee came out with their original ratchet, the one with the round black head on it, it was very popular. A lot of people own it. And then they came out with the fuel version, which had the brushless motor and their fuel system for managing power. The problem is with those, they put a giant head on it and people couldn't really get them in tight spaces and they were kind of slow. Well, fast forward now and Milwaukee has their high-speed 1/4 and 3/8 ratchets. These have more than twice the RPM as their previous version. These have 450 RPM. The head is much, much smaller on these, so you can get these in compact areas or confined areas where you could get the original version of the ratchet. They knocked it out of the park with this. I don't even offer the old fuel ones anymore. I only offer these on the truck. There's not much of a price difference. And for that kind of money, you get a superior ratchet, both in speed and accessibility to your workspace. And they also have a 5-year warranty on them too. So you cannot go wrong. If you need a ratchet, these are the ones to absolutely consider. And compare your prices with, again, with Snap-on and Matco and those guys. And the nice thing about Milwaukee is you don't have to buy them on the tool truck. You can buy them anywhere. You can get them online, go to Home Depot, wherever. Just be aware of where you're buying them, who you're buying them from, and what the warranty process is. Because Milwaukee does not honor a warranty if you produce a receipt from an Amazon or eBay retailer, because they don't know where it came from. They don't know the legitimacy of the deal that whoever's selling it made. It could be a guy selling you stuff out of his garage, or it could be a legitimate dealer. They don't know. And as a result, one of the ways they can dissuade you from buying at these deep discount retailers online is to say, if you do, we're not going to honor the warranty. I understand that, and from a retailer perspective, I appreciate that. Buying from any retailer like me or Home Depot or whoever will absolutely back up the warranty. I can even offer an advantage over a place like Home Depot. Let's say you buy a kit that comes with the ratchet and some batteries and a charger and the adapter and the bag. Let's say you lose that adapter, or you don't know where your bag is. 4 years in your 5-year warranty, the ratchet craps out. And you take it back to Home Depot. They will say, sorry, can't help you. You need to bring us back the entire kit. We can't just give you a ratchet for taking in your broken one. It doesn't work that way. I have the advantage that if you give me a broken tool, I'll take care of it with Milwaukee. I don't care if you give me the whole kit or not. It's not the way that works through me. So I can offer you an advantage there, and it's a nice competitive advantage. Hopefully there's something worthwhile in the extra price that you pay on the tool truck between that level of service and financing it and all the other advantages that a tool truck can offer. So I really like Milwaukee for that reason also. They make it easy for me to make it easy for you, and any company that does that is going to get my business. And I know I'm kind of gushing about Milwaukee here, but darn it, they deserve it. I also wished for a long time that Milwaukee would come up with a ratchet that could compete effectively with the Snap-on long reach ratchet, because the head on that ratchet that Snap-on has is small, it's compact, and of course it makes it easier to access confined spaces. Or why else would you want the long reach, right? So having a big old clunky head on their long reach ratchet was a deal breaker. Most people I know didn't buy it because of that. It was one of the tools that people were not happy with that Milwaukee had, and I have to add myself to that category. And I also, I would always bemoan the fact that Milwaukee did not have a good competing product for the Snap-on extended ratchet. Until today, here is a long reach ratchet with a compact head. This is the quarter drive version. Thank you, Milwaukee. You heard my prayers, and coming out with something like this now means that I can be more competitive in that field as well. It's always frustrating to me if I see a superior product from my competition and I can't touch it. And I'm glad to be able to get something like this in here, because this means now that I can compete head to head more effectively. Last, not least, I am a big fan of a lot of products that KTool offers, and KTool is a private label brand for my largest distributor, ISN. And they purchase their tools and get them branded with their KTool name on it from lots of different manufacturers. And sometimes, you know, they're more of a bargain tier offering, but sometimes they're high quality offerings, like their pry bars, which are the Mayhew Dominator pry bars, just rebranded for KTool. They're made in the US. They're available at a lower cost than we can get the Mayhew branded ones for, because they buy at a really high volume and they can afford to sell for less to dealers like me. They also have a pretty good hammer set, and this is the 6-piece? Yeah, 6-piece hammer set. This has a 16-ounce ball peen hammer, 32-ounce ball peen hammer, 3-pound machinist hammer, 32-ounce rubber hammer, a 3-pound double-faced blacksmith hammer, and a 30-ounce recoilless hammer. The whole set's $119. I am also a fan of the Bash series hammers from Wilton, and I will say too that if you're interested in staying with a more bargain tier offering, Titan has excellent hammers as well. I don't have a problem with the quality of any of those brands. I really like the KTool ones because they're fairly inexpensive relative to the Wilton ones. They don't have the same fit and finish, but you wouldn't expect them to because they cost a whole lot less. So the manufacturing processes are not as tightly controlled as, say, the Wilton ones are. But you're saving a lot of money. So, for 3 times less than what a comparable Wilton set will cost, you can go with the KTool ones. And I make sure that my customers know this. If they're like a customer ordered this one from me last week, and I told him the things that I'm telling you. These don't have the same fit and finish. They do cut corners in that regard, but the quality is still pretty high. They're going to last, and if they don't, they have a warranty. So that's not an issue, but I just want people to understand all the things that they're getting for the money that they're spending. No tools are cheap, especially if you get them on a tool truck, mine included. So I want to make sure that people get the complete picture. The nice thing is I can offer different choices based on price and quality and longevity and warranty or whatever the criteria is that somebody has. So if you don't want the KTool offering or you don't want the Titan offering, we can look at Wilton. Or if you don't want Wilton, we can look at KTool and Titan and all the other brands of hammers that I carry. That's the one really nice thing about being able to do this the way I do it, and I really enjoy being able to share this with you because I want you to make good purchasing decisions for where you are in your career and how much you can afford and what your budget is. Know where the value is with other tool truck brands, or maybe you'll do better for yourself going to a brick and mortar or ordering online or whatever it is. Because the more information you have, the better your decision is going to be. And there are some things that you may not have thought about, like warranty fulfillment, for example, and where you buy this stuff from. And that actually matters. That 5-year warranty in a Milwaukee tool means nothing if you don't buy it from the right vendor. And even though you might buy something with a promise of a lifetime warranty, maybe the person or the company you bought it from dries up and blows away after you buy it. You don't know. So your choices matter, and that's going to determine the value that you get. And I want you to make sure that you're getting the value where you find it. So I hope you find this particular video valuable. Please comment with your opinions. I love learning from your perspectives. I like getting feedback, both positive and negative, because it gives me things to work on and also validates certain things that we're doing. So thank you very much for participating and watching, and keep watching because we've got all kinds of videos coming down the line, including some live streams that we've been doing lately that touch on all kinds of topics, from new techs for new technicians, shop culture, and we're going to be doing some more live streams in the future that dive into made in USA tools, what that really means and how it affects our economies, how it affects your budget, and what it means for the US to be manufacturing and trading on the world stage. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.